Why, hello there. How are you? Thank you so much for taking time out of your precious evening to come and be with us today. We have a very dynamic speaker, and we have a lot of great information, and we are just pleased as punch that you would take time out of your busy day to be with us. Yay, you! My name is Veronica Dangerfield, and I am the Senior Financial Educator here at Patelco Credit Union. And I just want to warm you up. I just wanted to tell you that today is National Beef Burger Day. Yeah, so if you don't feel like cooking, head on down to your local burger store. It is also National Flip Flop Day. It's a time for you to celebrate walking in your flip flops. But if you're like me, I had to head down to the pedicure first because I didn't want to shock anybody with my feet. But if you like to, you can. And it's also, along with empowering seniors, it is National Senior Health and Fitness Day. It's always on the last Wednesday in May, and 100,000 seniors will be participating in activities across the U.S. With all the wonderful things that happen when you exercise. Again, welcome. Today's message is for empowering seniors, preventing financial exploitation. And for me, it is a wonder because it used to be my mother was an elder and my grandmother was an elder. And I looked in the mirror recently, and then I looked at my driver's license and bam, I am an elder too. So there's a big bunch of us, and we are going to learn all the tools that we need so that we cannot be exploited by scammers. So I wanted to remind you, please use the chat to welcome and support each other. We have a very vigorous chat economy here. So please welcome each other. We will do our best to answer all of your questions. However, if we don't, you are so welcome to send us an email at webinars@patelco.org, and one of my amazing colleagues will sure answer it, because I won't, because I am going on vacation tomorrow to go to a month in Europe. Yes. I'm doing that because I worked a long time and I want to do it while I'm still relatively healthy. So, and also, you guys, I wanted you to let you know that we will be randomly selecting 2 attendees to receive a $25 gift card. When you learn about finances, you get a tiny bit of a payday. So we will be taking a break for the month of June. So no webinars in the month of June, but we will follow up with our robust program in July. And guess what? I will miss you. So now I wanted to introduce tonight's guest speaker. She is delightful. Her name is Olga, and she's a seasoned fraud prevention leader with 19 years of experience in banking and e-commerce, specializing in fraud investigation and strategic mitigation. She's passionate about fraud education and training, and is ushering in the next generation of anti-fraud professionals. And we have the immense pleasure of having her expertise at Patelco for at least a couple of years. So Olga, come on down and say hello to our amazing members for this evening's Empowering Seniors, Preventing Financial Exploitation.
Hi, everyone. I am Olga, and thank you, Veronica, for having me. This was a wonderful, wonderful introduction. I am thrilled to be your guest today. I know that the topic we are going to talk about today isn't 100% pleasant. There is some sadness in the statistics that we will be showing you, but that's again to empower you with knowledge, to empower you with awareness. However, before we start, I'd like to say a few words about myself. I know Veronica introduced me already, but let me say this again. Veronica said she's going to Europe. I am coming from Europe, and I spent the last couple of decades living here in North America, first in Canada, and for the last about 9 years in the United States. But I do come from Europe, and this is where my professional experience started about 19 years ago. I always worked in the financial sector, but also in the payments and fraud field, simply because I felt that there is a need to be helping people. There is a need to be helping people to protect their finances. Sometimes when I think about protecting finances, what comes to mind is a parallel can be made to doctors. I know it may sound funny a little bit, but it's true. The fraud professionals, when we help people protect their money or stop some situations when money can be lost to fraud, it's comparable to running and help someone being sick and helping others. It's still helping. And through my career, I was able to prevent a lot of losses, millions of dollars of potential losses to financial institutions and really people. And that's what's keeping me excited each morning going to work, because I know I will be helping others. Now, joining Patelco as a fraud program partner, I'm enjoying helping this wonderful financial institution to build great strategies how to take better care of their members in making sure their finances are protected. Today's topic, empowering seniors and preventing financial exploitation, is really important, and really the number one goal is to empower our senior members with information. Having the right knowledge and the right information can be very important in situations that are risky. Here at Patelco, we believe that everyone deserves to enjoy life that is healthy, happy, full of energy. And unfortunately, financial exploitation can be both disruptive and distressing. Let me start with presenting the next slide. One moment. Trying to click. Okay. Oh, here it is. So a brief introduction of today's conversation. We first are going to look at what is in fact financial abuse. We're gonna go through some not really positive statistics, but it's just important for everyone's information and awareness. And next, we will try to look at some risks that are out there and the preventive measures that can be taken to skip those risks and to stay safe. Lastly, we will look at some reporting information and how to respond to different risk situations. What is financial abuse or elder financial abuse? It is basically when someone is operating with your financial assets or accounts, financial accounts without authorization and against your will. Some scenarios may include sometimes guardianship abuse. Other scenarios may include investment fraud with fake deals, identity theft when your information can be stolen. Account takeover is when the bad actors are trying to break into your financial accounts, either through hacking into your accounts where passwords aren't secure enough or are too easy to guess, or through manipulation. For example, impersonating your financial institution or any other organization and trying to gain the account or financial information from you through manipulation. These can be all scenarios of financial abuse. Statistics, like I said, are not pleasant, but it is important to be aware of them. Only 1 in 44 cases is ever reported per the National Adult Protective Services Association. This means that elder financial abuse is underreported. That is why it's important to repeat again that if you are experiencing or anyone you know is experiencing financial exploitation, it is important to report it. Average loss per senior victim is really high. Total annual losses are in billions of dollars, and seniors over 80 years of age suffer the highest losses per FTC and Comparitech. These are all sad topics to talk about, but again, it is important for the overall knowledge and awareness of these facts. Financial exploitation can have an impact on the emotional and overall mental health. It can lead to depression, it can lead to stress and anxiety, but most of all, what this can create is a feeling of shame. And exactly this type of feeling of shame can prevent people from reporting those incidents. The financial impact of financial abuse or exploitation can be also very serious. It can lead to losing your life savings and to being unable to afford your basic needs. Again, impact, as you can see, from financial abuse can be serious both on overall mental health, but also financial stability. And it can lead to social impact, meaning leads to social isolation. People who experience financial exploitation tend to isolate themselves and feeling the shame, as I mentioned. Common risks. Common risks factors, it's basically the things that can lead to potentially falling a victim to financial exploitation. That can be social isolation or cognitive impairment and physical health. This is when you aren't able to monitor your financial accounts regularly for one reason or another. Also, when you are becoming dependent a lot or entirely on caregivers, this can, in some cases, create opportunities for exploitation, unfortunately. Navigating finance and technology can be a risk factor simply because we live in times when technology is advancing with a very high speed, and it is so difficult to trace the technology advancement and to try learn the new things that come up. That is why a lack of important knowledge about financial management and technological advances can sometimes be a factor to fall victim of scams, simply because scammers are becoming more sophisticated, more equipped with knowledge. Veronica, you are muted.
I was going to say, I absolutely agree with you, because I actually am a financial educator, and I got a call, and I was in a hurry, and I should have known better. I was in a hurry. I was getting ready to go pick up my kid, and somebody called, and the phone number, Olga, was from Patelco. And when I looked at the phone number, I had so many memories of all the wonderful things that happened. So I didn't even think, I thought it was my credit union. And then he actually spoke like he was from my credit union. He's asked me about what branch I wanted. But everything he asked me was to exploit me. He asked me what was the amount that I had in my checking account, to make sure that nobody was going to steal it. And what he did was he used that amount to steal the money from me. I told him I had $400, so there was 3 withdrawals of $400. Since I was in a rush, and I am a professional, so I should have known better. Since I was in a rush, he asked me for the number, and I gave it to him. Why? Because I was driving when I was talking to him. And at the time, I felt like this is my Patelco. My Patelco was supporting me and helping me get away from these scammers, but it was actually the opposite. So even if you're not socially isolated, even if you're not dependent, they are so crafty that there's so many ways that if you're not truly cognizant. Now, the little voice in my head, and everybody has a little voice in their head, said, hang up and call the credit union. But I was so grateful for this caller who was scamming me to call me about the other scammers, that I didn't call the credit union until I looked at my account. So there are risk factors, but if you're not really careful and really cognizant and very suspicious, it can happen to anybody.
Absolutely, Veronica, you are absolutely right. No one is immune from falling victim to scams and tricks those bad actors are coming up with, simply because that's what they rely on and try to exploit people's trust, people's vulnerability, and all those important factors. Weak passwords can be a risk factor. What is a weak password? Weak password is something guessable. For example, simple numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, or something that is part of your information, let's say part of your name, or is it your birthday or your relative's birthday. So that is why it is recommended making your passwords more secure, more lengthy. How can this be achieved without making it too complicated so that you can forget it? Is
your favorite song.
Yeah, your favorite song, or maybe some.
You are the sunshine of my life, Olga.
Yes, my cat dances on Tuesday at 7, something like that.
Yeah, it has to be long. The longer it is, the safer it is, right?
Yes,
And
exactly.
the unverified emails, you have to really check to make sure that the email is correct with that they're not misspelling Patelco or they're not misspelling Capital One, because that happened to me too. It was Capital Sun instead of Capital One, and it was an identical website, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately, again, the bad actors are only waiting for you to be trapped in those little tricks that they create. Now, suspicious links. Never ever click on anything without verifying. Verify yourself or ask someone you trust to verify for you, member of your family, or even our branch team members can be always helpful to ask them, to verify email or verify a
Yeah,
website.
yeah.
But never click on something that
Never
is
click on something, and Miss Brown just said the telephone. Because when I told my daughter what happened, she says that's why I never answer the phone. If I don't know who it is, I never ever pick up. So that's always a really good idea. If I know you, I'm going to recognize the phone number. But if I don't, I am not talking to you, nor am I picking up the phone, because sometimes you don't. You don't have. You're not smart enough. We're just not smart enough anymore to protect ourselves.
Mhm. Absolutely, Veronica. Another risk factor is oversharing online. I know these days we all like to stay in touch through technology, through social media. That is why sharing information through your social media profiles can be very risky. Your information can be stolen this way, or even simple information about you. And this is something we're gonna talk next in a couple of slides, but I would like to just to touch on the types of scenarios. Family members can be in some situations involved, which is very sad. That is why we like to say, remember the other day, Veronica, we were talking and we were saying, never trust anybody. It sounds really sad, but it's unfortunately true. It's important to verify people's intentions, people's behaviors. Scams and fraud are of course the scenarios. We started to talk about the scams, and we will not stop till the end of this session because they're just the traps that are waiting out there.
And they're unrelentless. I mean, text. I always thought that that the bridge and the tolls were going to send you texts that are actually legitimate, that you need to pay your tolls. But any text that they send you asking for money is bad news. They're just stealing your information so that they can put it on the dark web, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, yes. Transactions with the credit cards and ATM withdrawals can be risky. For example, when you're withdrawing funds at the ATM, try to protect your PIN. For example, I go to the ATM to withdraw cash. I would put my hand over the keypad or my wallet, something to hide, because tricks can be made with ATMs as well, with installation of cameras, watching for your PIN and credit card information, the PAN number, the full number of your credit card needs to be protected. The number at the back, the 3 digits, never share it with anyone, even with us, with never, absolutely
So, Olga,
no
when
one.
you have the credit cards and you just do the tap on it, doesn't that keep you more safe?
Yes, it does. But again, try not to expose that number, because what if someone is shoulder surfing, over your shoulder, trying to take a pic at your number. These days, everyone is equipped with a phone, can snap a photo. You just need to be cautious. I know it's sad and it's tricky, but we need to be careful. Put it this way. Investment frauds, convincing elders to invest. Sometimes those scam text messages can be convincing you to invest in fake deals, or either text messages or social media messages. Those can be tricky.
There was a song by Billy Preston, and it was called "Nothing from Nothing Leaves Nothing." So if anybody's offering you something that's fast, easy, now, and lucrative, you don't even want to have anything to do with it, because it's bad news.
Yes, and you never met the person in person. It's repetitive, but the person in person, it's probably not good. Too good to be true. Let's look at the preventive measures. It's important to monitor your account activity, stay educated, and have a trusted contact. Trusted contact is someone you authorize for your financial institution to contact. And it's important to pick a person you can trust. You can always talk to senior advocate by visiting our Patelco branch, and they can provide all the necessary information you need and overall supporting you at all times. You can make an appointment through our website, or I guess on the phone as well. Yeah, Veronica, you are speaking.
What is a senior advocate?
Yes, it's a team member at our branches. Any branch you visit, ask for a senior advocate, and they can provide you with all the necessary information how to stay protected from elder financial exploitation, or answer any questions or concerns you may have, or simply help you. Remember how in the beginning of the presentation I was saying you can trust us for help and support in our branches? So that's the people who are specialists to provide the necessary support to seniors.
Yeah, so we have dedicated employees in each branch there to support our members in case they have any questions, or are they suspicious of anything on their account. That's amazing.
Yes, and not only the special people, even any team member, because here at Patelco, we are deeply committed to caring and protecting our members at all times. So anyone can jump into helping you with any questions you may have. Just reach out. We are here. Trusted contact. I know I mentioned it's someone you trust, and it's helping your financial institution to contact, to reach out to in different situations. It can be suspicious activity on your account being the reason, or any health concerns, or change of contact information. Best practices to manage and change passwords securely. I know we mentioned how the is recommended to structure your password to be not so guessable, easily guessable. Other advice is also to avoid common passwords, but also passwords for the same password for multiple accounts. Try to.
Can you tell them what multi-factor authentication is?
Yes, that's an additional layer of protection. Let's say you're trying to log into your online banking account or your Patelco account. Try to implement an additional secondary level of protection. You have your password when you enter your username, your password, but this will be an additional verification. For example, a text message sent to your phone number with a code. And then you enter that code into the login page, right? Now, when this code arrives to your phone, never, ever share it with anyone, even with us, even if, let's say, you receive a text message or a phone call, someone pretending to be Patelco asking for the code, never share it with anyone. This code is only for you to use during your personal operation with your account and online banking. But again, when you visit your branch, they can always help you answer any questions you have. They can help you explain to you again the same information in case you forget what we are talking about today, or you missed something, or you didn't really understand something. Our branch team members will repeat that information for you. Rest assured about that. Red flags to identify scams: urgency for money, request for personal information, too good to be true offers, and spoofing. Spoofing is basically pretending to be, let's say, Patelco or IRS, to be an organization that is very well known. Unfortunately, scammers do that.
I had a scammer call me, and he had had an AI image of my girlfriend, and she was actually looking at me. It wasn't her voice, but it made me think that she was really there, but she wasn't. So what I did was, I thought it was weird that she was calling me, that she was asking for money on Facebook. Why would she ask for money on Facebook when she could just call me? So when I called her, I found out that it was somebody impersonating her and asking for money from all of her friends on Facebook. So you have to be and having the AI, it's really, really scary because they can duplicate your image, they can duplicate your voice. You still have to be very suspicious.
Yes, and with the duplication of your voice is especially dangerous because those bad actors can call you pretending to be someone you know, or someone member of your family, and pretending that they are in some bad situation and urging you to send money. So for those types of situations, it is recommended to have a password with your loved ones, with your friends. A word, it can be a word or a couple of words that no one else can know but the two of you, you and the member of your family, or you and your friend. Come up with passwords like that, because again, we live in the time when technology is advancing, AI is advancing so much with such a high speed, and the bad actors are right there to use it for their exploitation. Verify the source, always verify. Verify the website, verify the email. For example, someone I know, they received an email coming from a scammer pretending to be their vehicle manufacturer and pretending that there is a recall on their vehicle and they need to submit their personal information by clicking a link. That was such a red flag. So always verify. For example, in this vehicle manufacturer situation, there is an organization called National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. that can help you search up by VIN numbers to see if there is in fact a recall on your vehicle. Hang up and call back. Never talk to someone you don't know. Do not share personal information. Personal information can be used to open accounts in your name, to apply to loans in your name. Never share personal information with anyone, especially people you don't know.
And if the phone rings and you don't know who it is and you pick it up, don't say anything. That's what I do. I don't say anything because then they'll know that it's you, and also they could copy your voice. So don't pick up the phone. But if you do pick up the phone and it's somebody you don't know, don't say anything. And then, because they're not going to say anything, you can just hang up. Yeah, like Josephine said, or just hang up.
Fishing, you know the word fishing, it comes from fishing, like a fish. You are basically the fish, and the bad actor is the fisherman. They're trying to fish for your important information. They can pretend they are from the organizations that are well known, such as IRS, SSA. They can pretend.
Medicare.
They can pretend to be fake technical support. They're trying to fix your computer, trying to fix your email, trying to fix your phone. Always verify the organization's existence. Never trust out of the blue communications. Family impersonations, we talked about it, right? They can pretend that they are your member of your family, which can be very dangerous. Smishing is a fancy word for the text message scam. They are also phishing, but through text, right? We talked about the text messages scams. They're usually have a sense of urgency. They can be talking about suspensions. They can be talking about prize winning. Something is too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not. Fake alerts, pretending, to be from different agencies or your financial institutions. Here's examples. I hope on the screen it can be seen, but you've been nominated. Some of the fake text messages may be saying. And one important fact, never respond. Even if it says opt out, reply no, never respond even with no.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because this is how you will indicate that your phone number is active. It's just not recommended. Instead, report to your carrier, report to FTC, never respond. If it's too good to be true, probably not true. Never click on those links coming out of the blue from different text messages from people you don't know. And, organizations will never contact you asking you for information. Absolutely not.
And another thing I started doing is I actually Google what the fraud or the scammers are doing with FedEx. And typically it'll give you immediately that it is a scam, or the post office, or the bridge toll. So if you have any doubts, just go scam and then put the name of the organization, and I'm telling you. But the thing is that if you feel like something is off, trust your intuition, trust your gut. And then, of course, call your girlfriends or your family and talk about it, because I think that as a community, if we share everything that's going on, we can support each other better, and we can also save a lot of money.
Yes, absolutely. Social media risks. I know we all stay connected through social media with our relatives, with our friends. We like to have new friends, but that can be dangerous. For example, let's talk about settings. If the settings are not set to private accounts, then your information is exposed. Sharing information about yourself, sharing your address, sharing your age, everything about yourself can be open information to anyone, and especially the bad actor. Posting on social media, let's say, I'm going to visit my friend for 2 weeks. This is an indication to the bad actor that your house will be empty for the next 2 weeks. For example, right? So overall, sharing information through social media is not recommended, and it can be risky. Privacy settings, again, are important to set your accounts to private. Scammers may pretend on social media to be your friends. That's why verify with your friends. Are you really contacting me? Call them back. Family members, the same thing. Scammers may pose as attractive individuals of similar age because they see your photo on your social media and they can guess your overall age, and then they could create a fake photo or stolen photo of someone that is a similar age and looking attractive, only to try gain trust and start asking for money later on, or personal information from you. Remember, Keanu Reeves is not in love with you.
But Olga, he is. We've been dating a long time. But the thing is that isolation is a real big social issue right now. And, remember that song, we're looking for love at all the wrong places. You don't typically fall in love online. And if you do, it's not typically real. And this one's complex for some women because, when you're lonely and you have somebody who's telling you all of these amazing things, you get vulnerable. And then after a while, you may not even care, but you should care because you are at risk. Stella puts an avatar on Facebook. It's so smart.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Absolutely true. You need to stay alert. If Keanu Reeves is sending you a message, friend request, it's probably not him. Not seeing a person in person is risky. Yeah, scammers impersonate people. Scammers impersonate celebrities only to manipulate and get to your financials, get to your personal information.
Using your heart.
Yes, using your heart, using your financials, and using really your good intentions. It's important to report. I know we started with this, with the statistics, and this is how we are going to end this presentation, by urging to report. We at Patelco have great resource of information that I'm going to show you on the next slide. But over here, we are sharing some additional resources on how to report. If you or someone you know is experiencing financial elder abuse, this can be reported to the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. Also, a lot of resources on fraud prevention can be found at the Aging in California Resource Hub at aging.ca.gov. But at Patelco, we have a wonderful fraud center. It can be found on our website, and there is a lot of resources, newsletters, so how to stay alert, how to prevent yourself from falling victims to different scams and frauds.
Olga, we do have one very interesting question in the chat I'm hoping that you can take, and it's around falling for fake AI sites. Do you have any advice on preventing yourself from falling from these fake AI sites?
Remember verification. You need to verify if there is a site showing up in front of your eyes, go look for it yourself. If it's a business website, there is a business resource information to check and verify, let's say the business bureau or any other well-known or governmental organizations where sites and businesses can be verified. Remember, sites are usually linked to business, so businesses need to be verified whether or not they're legitimate. If you are having difficulties or you don't know how to verify, give us a call, visit our branch. We can help you verify businesses, or even if it's a link, definitely we can help you, or ask someone you know, a member of your family, your friends that can be more knowledgeable to help you verify.
It'll be very, very suspicious. And if you feel like it's not a legitimate, it's not even worth your time.
There are a few more questions about recovery of funds once fraud has occurred. So could you share your best advice for next steps if something does happen?
Yes, number one is report. Remember how we repeated a few times through this presentation, report. Report to your financial institution is number one. Report to law enforcement, your local police. Report to Federal Bureau about those incidents. Now, in terms of recovery, it is always difficult, extremely difficult, I should say, to recover funds between financial institutions. I'll tell you why. Because the bad actor, what they do is they don't wait a second. The second the funds are landing into their criminal account, they want to send it out, they want to withdraw the money right away. So later on, when this particular financial institution, the receiving financial institution, start to look for those funds, maybe to return back to the original financial institution, they will not find anything because the criminals are not waiting for that. That's why recovery is extremely difficult. However, if your institution takes great care of you, they will always help you. They will always collaborate with you to get you to a good financial state and to recover.
I have another question, Olga. I have an aunt who she's in her late 80s, and she continues to get scammed on her credit cards. We put blocks on it, we change the phone numbers, but if she has a credit card, she doesn't remember to verify. Do you have any suggestions around supporting that type of situation versus other than just taking the card from her?
Yeah, so the credit card, once compromised, it is best to be replaced. It is best to be replaced with a brand new one, with a brand new PAN, brand new card number. Simply because credit cards are designed the way that they can be used online, for purchases, and fraudsters love that. Fraudsters love to steal your PAN number, expiry date, and the 3 digits in the back so they can shop online for high-end goods and then later on resell them, let's say, for even more money. So credit cards need to be definitely replaced, and you need to, or whoever is affected, the affected person needs to visit their financial institution to be consulted on the best next steps, to see if there is already any spendings occurred that are unauthorized, because then they need to be disputed. Remember, it's important to dispute unauthorized transactions sooner than later, because financial institutions have timelines for disputes, and it's important to dispute sooner, simply because this is how you will be able to get your money back.
I think we're just going to give her a prepaid card, so just to limit the amount of money that if she does run into another fraudster, because I think there's a certain amount of dementia going on. Dementia. So
yeah, trusted contact is important in such situations. Someone who is able to be authorized by this person to manage better or simply monitor better the finances.
Perfect. So just to review, we have a lot of things at Patelco that support our members. We have a fraud newsletter, we have a fraud pamphlet, we have experts in-house, we have educational programs. So if you ever have any doubt, please come to your credit union so that we can support you with the right information that you need to protect your funds, protect your loved ones, and to give you the type of information so that you don't have to worry so much. But all of us should be on caution at all times. Don't trust anybody, don't trust the phone, don't trust email, don't trust internet. Check your bank statements in case there's any fraud on there. Check your credit to make sure, because a lot of the fraudsters go and they change your address and they start getting your mail at their house. And so there's so many things to do, but we're going to do our best to keep you informed, get the information that you need so that you can have a little peace around your money. Let's say, okay, in the chat, do we have any other? We got Valentina, who's a comedian. Is there any other questions?
Veronica, we just had one pop in, and the question is, this audience member heard that passkeys are better than passwords. Can you weigh in about that and password generators, password vaults, bioverification?
That's for you, Olga.
Yes, they're better if we are talking about dynamic passwords. Dynamic passwords are definitely better, simply because they're dynamic, right? They're for one-time use. Because the regular type of password can be recorded, can be lost, can be guessed, right? Versus the dynamic password, you use it one time and it's done. And of course, making it more secure this way.
How do you get a dynamic password? How does that work?
Well, mostly for regular people use, and not organizations, that's on an app on your phone. Let's say some organizations like to use some applications for code generation. Let's say Okta, right? Something that can generate a code for you that can be used only one time.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Olga. That was such an informative presentation. I think that a lot of people got some of their questions answered. I have one. If you have any other personal questions, you guys, please send it to us at webinars at patelco.org, especially if you have anything sensitive, time sensitive, please send it to us there. Or you can go to our website and contact us through our fraud center there. But I want to thank you, Olga. You did such a great job. It was extremely informative. And I wanted to thank everybody for coming. We will be sharing this presentation to you via an email link very, very shortly, so you can review it at your leisure. Thank you, Michelle, for supporting us on the chat. And I hope everybody has an amazing evening. And we cannot wait to see you in July. Have a great evening, and thank you for coming. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Veronica.
You're welcome. Hey, thanks for watching. Want more financial advice? Make sure you watch the video here. And want to hit that subscribe button for more financial deliciousness? Hit that button here.